some interesting answers flying through on the Xfinity mobile text line with regard to that question. And we'll go to the phones here in just a second. But how would you answer? What would you have said to my daughter pulling out of the driveway today? Hey, Dad.
Oh, boy.
Are the Warriors going to be good this year?
I would tell her
What would you have said?
I would say, Ella, I want you to go to my my Twitter feed and look at all of the mentions, because my mentions have been absolutely riddled with people calling me idiot, moron, can't listen to that station, this and that, because I said yesterday on the 2-hour summit that I said I don't think that they're going to win a title again. So are they going to be any good? They're going to be fine, to use your word from our first ever show. They're going to be fine. They're going to be between a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They're going to be fine. They're going to be kind of like they were this year. They may not win 46. They're going to be probably 44, 45. They're going to be in the mix for a play-in. They might be fighting for the 6th seed, but they're not a top-tier Western team. They might be at the bottom of that 2nd tier, or they're going to be at the top of the 3rd tier. They're going to be fine. They're not going to be that great, and I don't think that they're going to win a title again. And you can all come at me at Dan Dibley, 1B, show some respect, DANDIBLEY. The station put out my quote yesterday from the summit where I said, no, they're not going to win a title. And my mentions have been idiot, moron, how dare you on the flagship station.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you. And I thought today,
if you're getting a reaction, that means that you said something interesting.
And I almost tweeted today one more follow-up to say that because I'm on the flagship station doesn't mean I have to do pom-pom radio.
Well, of course not.
And if you want pom-pom radio, there are places you can find that.
You should have said listen to your partner.
And you don't normally, with this team, like Farhan, F-F-F-A-R. That's a whole different topic, and we'll get into that. And congratulations on Elliot Ramos.
Bo Bichette is in town tonight.
Yeah.
Might be a Giant in 2 weeks.
I love it. We can get into that as the week goes on. But I thought about it, like my responsibility is not to be pom-pom radio guy. I give my opinion, and I honestly don't think, I don't think that, like, are they going to be good? Yeah, they're going to be good.
Your responsibility is only to each other, and it is to be what we said we would be. Exactly. Be authentic. So, like, gosh, it's weird. Because if you had said the opposite, you realize you'd get all that hate, too.
They're going to win the next 3 titles.
Homer, stupid flagship station.
I'm thinking 246-0 regular season over the next 3 years. And if you add in their 16-0 playoff runs, they're going to be 294-0. They're not going to lose again until 2028. Go ahead and cut that, Lucas.
Cut it.
Director of sports.
Cut it. Yeah.
He won't.
No, he won't.
Nonsense.
How about, what if I follow up with another question to you, though?
Please. I'm on the ropes.
Well, how do you think you know what they'll be this year without fully knowing who's even on the team yet? We don't fully know. We might think we know, but you don't know who's actually.
You never will.
No, you will. You will. I didn't finish it because you will. Like, we'll get to the season and you will know. They don't hold that from you. They will publish rosters.
Sure.
But we sit here today not knowing exactly if the Warriors are done yet or not.
So you asked me this on July 9th, and all I can base it on is who they are right now. And I look at who they are right now, and I see additions of Slow-Mo and Melton and Buddy Hield. I won't yield when it comes to shooting the ball. The light is always green. And I look at their team and I think, okay, they're probably about the same as they were last year. The net of the roster moves, and we still don't know like what the rotation will be. And Steph's a year older, and Draymond, you can't count on him to play more than 60 games. And Andrew Wiggins is largely disinterested in being a pro basketball player, it seems.
That's not fair.
Well, I just look at the way he plays, and he's coming off his worst year as a pro, and he's got 3 more years under contract, and I don't know why he'd be motivated to play any better. GP2 is a guy who was hurt most of the year. Kevon Looney fell out of the rotation, and you've got some young guys who maybe can flash and pop. I see this team being the 7th best team in the West. Okay.
I mean,
45 and 37.
I wonder how y'all would answer that. Hey, Dad, are the Warriors going to be any good this year? I mean, you have to start, I think, not that this is a satisfying answer, but the first sentence is, well, I don't know yet. You know, there's things that are still developing. However,
the follow-up for me is, what does good mean?
Okay, well,
like, what is good?
Through the eyes of a 15-year-old who has never known anything but a Warrior greatness.
Right.
Like, remember that now.
So
she has never known anything but greatness for this organization.
Did she think they were good last year?
Good.
Were they good last year?
Like, she wants them to compete for a chip.
So they weren't good last year.
Well, but there was at least, there was even that sliver at the end of the tunnel thing. Until they went to Sacramento and got blown off the court, you still didn't know, like, are they a noisemaker? So I would answer it that way. She wants them to be a noisemaker. It doesn't mean you got to win the whole thing, but certainly you got to get to the playoffs and then do some things when you get there.
So they weren't good last year.
In the end.
Right.
But you didn't know that. You didn't know that until the end.
Right, but you kind of got an inkling that as a 10 seed, it was going to be hard for them to be good.
Probably not, but my kids were running around all day telling me, well, isn't it crazy? They're the 10 seed, but the record is better than last year when they were the 6 seed. Dad, it's just bad luck. That's the only thing you could use to explain it. It's just bad luck. And I'm like, well, no, it's not just bad luck. But anyway, ... Yeah, like, that's all. I think that Warrior fans, as whatever adjective you want to throw in there, myopic, unfair, expectations overwhelming, whatever you want to stick in there, I think Warrior fans would accept that right now. Yeah, like, you got to be a noisemaker. It's not championship or bust. This is not like we think we're going to be championship. But you got to be a noisemaker. I think that's fair. You have Steph Curry on your team. If Draymond Green is healthy and there are other good players on the team, I know the West is stacked, but I think it's fair to use that as the barometer right now. You have to be in the playoffs and be a noisemaker. And if that's all you get in the end, that's not great, but boy, it's certainly better than what happened this year.
Yeah. And right now they are listed 7th among Western Conference teams, according to Vegas Insider on futures odds to win the title. They're at 35-1.
Okay.
So you're the 7th seed right now, according to the odds makers.
Okay.
Behind Denver, Minnesota, OKC, the Clippers, and Phoenix. So, I mean, that's kind of where the odds makers see you. You're right ahead of the Lakers, and then Memphis would be next, and New Orleans, and then the Adorables. So, according to odds, and I know the odds are not always indicative of exactly where you sit as a real team on the floor, but they got you 7th at 35-1.